Hi guys, welcome to Adam McKola TV. I'm Adam. This is the preview for Manchester United versus Liverpool, the second leg in the Europa League. 2-0 down Manchester United, and I'm not very confident we can turn this one around and actually get through. If we are to do that, the performance needs to be much better than it was against Liverpool at Anfield last week and against West Ham at the weekend in the FA Cup. Obviously we didn't lose that game, but we didn't do enough to win that game either, and we need to do better tomorrow night at Old Trafford. Going into the game, United's form has been up and down. Obviously, before the West Bromwich Albion defeat, we were all full of confidence. We started to play a little bit better football. It wasn't amazing, it wasn't perfect. We were conceding goals, but we were getting goals as well, and the players looked like they were up for it. They looked like they wanted to play. There was a lot of energy in the team, high pressing, and we scored goals. The most important thing we scored goals when we played that way. And then since then, obviously against West Brom, when you go down to 10 men, it's going to be difficult away from home. But the performance wasn't good enough, and then the performance wasn't good enough at Anfield, and the performance wasn't good enough to get through against West Ham, although I do think it was a little bit better in the second half. So Thursday night has to be a lot better for Manchester United. Louis van Gaal has confirmed Ashley Young, Cameron Borthwick-Jackson are back in training, whether they start or not. You know, they haven't played for the under-21s recently, so that's unlikely with the way Louis van Gaal likes to do things. But we do need to play better. We do need to play a high press. And that's why I'd start with Bastian Schweinsteiger, because I think he drives Manchester United's team further forward, especially when we want to get goals. And I would also start with Morgan Schneiderlin. And whether it's Mata or Herrera in the number 10, that remains to be seen. But I think Schneiderlin and Bastian Schweinsteiger is the way to go in the midfield, because we've got Schneiderlin who can sit there, clean up, help out the defence, and Bastian Schweinsteiger who can try and dictate the play and push us further up the field. Whether it will last the full 90 minutes, obviously that remains to be seen. But if we can get 60 to 70 out of him, then that would be ideal for me. I'm not going to make Fellaini a scapegoat for everything that's wrong with Manchester United, but his performances haven't been good enough. So I'd like to see a change in the midfield area. Who plays out wide? That's going to be an interesting one. Me personally, I'd go with Memphis, and I'd go with Memphis, Rashford, and Marshall. But that could be anyone up there in them three positions. I mean, Marshall's a definite, whether he starts out wide, starts through the middle. But then you can choose out of Memphis, Lingard, Rashford, etc. Will Louis van Gaal keep selecting Rashford, despite the fact that it's quite early for him to be playing every single game, every single week? Obviously, it's great to see him get some minutes under his belt. You want to see that, but he needs to be taken out of the limelight sometimes. But on a day when we need goals, that man's been scoring recently. Maybe we need to keep him in that team. Interesting what kind of defence. We've seen our usual defence more recently, the Blind, Rojo, Smalling, and Varela or Darmian at right back, usually Varela. But I think we should continue with that, unless of course Fosu comes in at the back. Silly me, just remember Fosu's not available for this one. He doesn't class as a homegrown player yet, so scrap that. I think we'll keep the same back four. Marcus Rojo, it's been great to have him back. He hasn't been perfect, he hasn't been amazing, but I think he can do better at left back sometimes, in terms of where his runs go. I think Luke Shaw's plays is one of the best left backs about, but his running is a lot more intelligent, and I think Rojo could be more intelligent sometimes. He shows the willingness, and he definitely likes to get up the pitch. He's got the energy to do that. But if he starts at left back, I'd like to see him be a little bit more clever with his runs, because we can get this Liverpool team. This Liverpool team isn't great defensively. They can be got at. Obviously, in our defensive areas, they can get at us as well. You're looking at Coutinho, Firmino, Sturridge. I think those three can unlock United at any time. So Liverpool have got a goal or two in them, which is why I think we won't go through. We've made that job too difficult in the first leg with our poor performance. But as I say, there's that one thing, slight little nagging feeling in the back of my head which says it could be an absolute classic tomorrow at Old Trafford, and we could take it to extra time or even do it in the 90 minutes. So I am looking forward to it, but I'm always nervous before Liverpool games. I hate losing against this lot. And it could be one of those agonising ones where it's 2-0 going into the last minutes and then they score and we can't get back into it from there. So let's see what happens. But guys, let us know what you think. My 11 for the team would be, I know I've pretty much given you that already, but it would be David De Gea. Then it would be Vieira, Smalling, Blind and Rojo. Then I'd go with Schneiderlin, Schweinsteiger, Mata, Memphis, Rashford and Marshall. So that would be my team for this game. I'm going to go for a 3-1 Manchester United. I think we'll win and we'll go out. But I'm hoping for better. Guys, get your comments in below. Let us know what you think about the game coming up. Make sure you share, subscribe, do all of that. See you later.